Confidence. It's the thing that we all want to have. Confidence determines whether you will go up to a girl, whether you will start a business, and it will also determine who want to be around you. We all chase this thing, we all chase confidence, but it is something that is earned. It is not given to anybody. Some people are maybe from birth put in certain situations where they have more confidence than other people, but for most people this is not the case. And then you might try to go around ways where you try to fake the confidence, but it never works like that. Right now you probably have expectations that you should be confident and have what you want to have, but you didn't develop yourself enough yet to have those things. Not enough to the point that you are confident that you can acquire those things. You're still letting the situation that you were put in by birth determine who you are right now in this present day. Like most people, by birth you are probably put in a non-ideal situation. You went through trauma and difficult things, right? You might believe that you're special in that case. I remember that I used to always do that, and I was always thinking like, these people, I used to envy like confident people, because I was like, this person has never went through this or that. But you should not do that. You should not think about that. What you need to understand though is that it is still true that when you grow up in a certain environment, it is true that you will probably left with a broken self-image. If you never learned how to speak up for yourself, if you never learned what it means to be confident, what it means to set boundaries, what it means to go after the things that you want to accomplish and actually feel like you can accomplish those things, if you never felt that from birth and you were never put in those situations where that is nurtured, then you will have like a broken self-image and you won't have the confidence. But this is basically the environment where 90% of the population grows up in. A lot of us have more problems in common than we think. Not everybody's trauma comes in the same form, but we all carry some traumas and we all have some problems with, with these type of things when it comes to being confident. So know that life doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't mean that, oh, you were born with a form of no confidence and things like that, and having traces of trauma within your identity, who you are. That doesn't mean that determines who you need to be for the rest of your life. You can always flip the script, but the biggest danger in this situation is victimhood. Victimhood is when we tell that we cannot do things anymore and that we cannot do better. And the thing with victimhood is that it's not even, you don't even tell yourself that it's a belief, and you need to work yourself out of that situation. You take upon victimhood because you grew up in an environment with a lot of adversities, a lot of difficult situations that you had to go through, and during those times, all those things just overcame you. You were too young to understand those things, and you basically developed the belief that only bad things overcome to you, and you will start to build your identity around that. Like, oh, I don't really control this life only to a certain extent, and basically all my experiences are negative experiences. That's how it will feel for you, right? When you grow up in those type of environments. And once you develop those beliefs, a lot of sadness and anger come from having those beliefs, because it feels like we exist in this world where all the good things are just cut off from us. You see basically everything that you want to have around you. The girl that you want to talk to walks just right past you. The business is basically there for the pickup. The friends that you want to have are everywhere, right? But they seem not accessible to you. And you know, with that comes a lot of negative emotions, and then we start to look for other ways to feel that we are in control of our lives. And that's how it goes for basically everybody, because when you're very young, you cannot do self-improvement when you're young. Nobody is reading books about how to overcome trauma when they are 12 or 11 and things like that. But those are the ages where you start to try, you at least do an attempt to create your identity, who you want to be in this world. This is all unconscious, but that's the age where you start doing that. But you grew up in a certain environment where a lot of things from you were cut off, so you never felt like you had that control. So you probably picked up bad habits, and you found out early in life that you can escape your pain with these bad habits. And once you learn that, we hold close on to these bad habits because we don't want them to go, because otherwise we will go back to our suffering. But these bad habits stop you from learning what you need to learn to get yourself out of this situation. You need to learn that you control your life, and this can only be learned by no longer running away from your problems. Become aware of your problems. This might sound strange because we're talking about problems, and you having problems is probably the only reason why you clicked on this video, but a lot of people have problems, but they don't actually know what their problems are. They see the symptoms of their problems every day in their life, but they never stop to think about what the source of those problems are. And on top of that, they tell themselves stories, which discourages them only more and more to look deeper into their problems. They basically close themselves off because they're creating all this mental chatter, and that will just put you in a situation where you're no longer able to learn what is basically overcoming you and what the problems mean. So you might say, I don't have a girlfriend, I don't have this business, I don't have friends. But those things are just outward manifestations of the problem within. And your single biggest problem is fighting with yourself. The reality is, you could have a girlfriend, you could have the business that you want, and you could have the friends that you want to have, if you will just put yourself in situations that allow yourself to get those things. But you don't put yourself in those situations because you tell yourself stories about what if this happens or what if that happens. You are closing yourself off from learning. You're letting the fear of failure determine your future. You are always looking for reasons to not do it. And that's the thing that you really need to stop doing, because you need to allow yourself to work on yourself. And if you always look for reasons why things will go wrong, then you will never do that. You need to start putting yourself in situations that you fear, so that you can develop the confidence that even if things go wrong, it won't hurt you. A lot of people fear rejection and things like that, but it's not like a girl can cut off your ears or something, right? Maybe she can, but then you definitely did something wrong. Same with like business, right? Those things can go wrong, but it's all about having good intentions. As long as you have good intentions and you just know, oh, I just want to talk to this girl, so let me talk to this girl. Oh, I have a business idea and it's not a scam. I'm gonna start this business. As long as you have those good intentions, then you should always chase those things. And then if the rejection comes, then you need to learn from that and allow yourself to realize that, oh, rejection overcame me, failure overcame me. It doesn't mean anything to my life. And embrace the struggle of this cycle, right, of fixing your life, because it is a difficult journey. It is always putting yourself in uncomfortable situations, coming across failure, and then reflecting upon why did this failure overcame me, because that's also what I talked about in my previous video. Failure always has reasons. It's always reasons why the business went wrong, why a girl rejects you. Sometimes people will just not like you in general, but there are always things that you can do which will still make you score higher in people's eyes. A girl might not like you just because you're black, but just by you being confident, then she at least will see, oh damn, he is confident, but it's just not my type. And that's what you always need to think about. What can you do better? But that's just only the example of a girl, right? And that's basically the only example where failure is the only failure that is like permanent is with people. Some people just won't like you. Some people just won't want to do certain things with you. But that's just that, right? Basically 9 out of 10 problems in life can always be overcome. And even if you come across failure, there's always a situation where it will still work for you. So, know that each problem within your life can be solved. You just need to expose yourself to those problems so you can get rid of your limiting beliefs. That's basically all that there is to it, right? It's limiting beliefs that make you feel like when you go outside that life is limited, when in reality everything is happening. You can do everything that comes up in here, but you cannot have those limiting beliefs where it feels like, oh no, you can only do this, and that's the thing that you're always doing, and that's the same boring results that you're always getting, right? That's the limiting beliefs. Struggle with a problem long enough and eventually you'll get breakthroughs. That's something very important. I see that with myself right now, right? I've already learned things that I couldn't imagine like 2 months ago, but that's just how it works. If you give up, then it stops. But if you don't give up, then what will happen? There will come a day when the sun will shine. There will come a day of success. You cannot grow impatient because you need to continue to put yourself in situations that are stressful at first but will allow you to accomplish your goals. So don't tell yourself, and that's also where I basically started this video with, don't tell yourself that it should already be here. Don't tell yourself that people should like you. Don't tell yourself that the $1 million business should already be there. Don't grow impatient. There's a ton of things that you need to learn. And that's why you cannot grow impatient, because you will only get stressful from that, and that's how you stop learning. That's when you stop reflecting on things that went wrong. That's so important. You need to allow stress to build up so that you have something to view back up on. If there is no stress in your life, then it means that you're probably not learning. Stress just means that you're coming across things that you have never done, and that's good. Nothing is learned in a comfort zone. A lot of people avoid failure and discomfort But I actually want you to look for those things, because if you're not feeling uncomfortable and not stumbling upon failure, then you're simply not taking enough risks. And if you're not taking enough risks, then you're simply not developing. And remember, the only goal in life is to develop ourselves and others into better people. My name is Jeraini Son, and I thank you for watching.